earlier, Twitter decided to fact check some of the misinformation that Donald Trump put out there in regard to mail-in voting. And that spurred a debate as to whether there should be any federal regulation of these platforms in order to combat what conservatives falsely claim is an anti-conservative bias. Now, keep in mind that Donald Trump, planting this seed about mail-in voting is incredibly dangerous at a time when a lot of Americans are going to feel uncomfortable going to the polls to cast their ballots in the general election. Most people are probably going to want to vote by mail, and states want to accommodate that. Trump claims that it's going to lead to widespread voter fraud, but there's absolutely no evidence of that. Now, Twitter fact-checked him for the first time. Twitter has not fact-checked Trump at all, with the exception of this one time. And guess what? Mark Zuckerberg, during an interview with Fox News, says that he disagrees with it. Take a look.
Different policy, I think, than Twitter on this. I just believe strongly that that Facebook shouldn't be the arbiter of truth of everything that people say online. I think in general, private companies probably shouldn't be, or especially these platform companies shouldn't be in the position of doing that.
Now, there's a reason why Facebook doesn't believe it should be in the position to fact check. And I want to be clear that it has nothing to do with censorship. It has nothing to do with doing the right thing and ensuring that people can share their perspectives. There was a story that didn't get much attention this week. I actually produced it for the show, but we ran out of time and I didn't get to talk about it. But I think it's an important story. So a few years ago, Facebook actually decided, hey, why don't we do a little research to see what's happening with our platform? We don't want to have our platform utilized to divide the country. We don't want divisiveness spurred by the stuff that people post on here. And so the team of researchers do their work, and they found out that the business model for Facebook does lead to divisiveness. It does lead to anger, resentment, and divides in the country. And so guess what Mark Zuckerberg said to his team of researchers? He told them, don't bring this up again, because that divisiveness, that controversial content that gets posted on Facebook actually leads to more user engagement, which means more money for Facebook. That was more important for Mark Zuckerberg than doing the right thing. So while he claims, oh, I just don't want to be the arbiter of what the truth is, the facts are the facts. No one gets to be the arbiter of what the facts are. The facts are there. There are studies into voter fraud, right? And there's absolutely no evidence to support Trump's claims that mail-in voting leads to more voter fraud. There's no evidence. That's the truth. Those are the facts. You're not the arbiter. The researchers are the arbiters.
Okay. So look, I have a little different take on this. On the one hand, I understand why Facebook doesn't want to get into this, partly because of Section 230, where if they are perceived as in any way moderating the comments of others, they're afraid that they will then be considered a media company or a company, most importantly, responsible for the comments of participants, and they want to avoid that like the plague, because it would hurt, not only hurt, it might ruin their business model entirely, and in a way that it's not, hey, I'm worried about them making money off of divisiveness. No, it's just you cannot run a business online if you have to be responsible for the comments of the users, because they say outrageous things all the time. You would just ban any participation online. And if you're a social media company, user participation is the whole business model. So I understand why they're really, really worried about it, why they don't want to go down that road. Now, having said that, Facebook leans Republican, so it's also very convenient that he goes on Fox News. He allows the Republicans to lie ad nauseum. I wonder, if the same rules would apply if people were making things up about Mark Zuckerberg. Would he be like, oh yeah, that's hunky-dory? I mean, right now there's theories about how Bill Gates wants to create a coronavirus so that he could implant microchips on people, and he doesn't mind all those folks dying. I just don't know. And maybe there are theories like that about Zuckerberg, and he doesn't mind it at all. I don't know. And I hate any of this stuff being personal like this. And so, and really, do they work with any progressive media? No, none, zero. Facebook never works with progressive media. It's not to say that they don't do partnerships. We're a partner, as is many things. But do they do fact checking with us? No way. Do they involve us in other things? They say they're going to, and they never do. On the other hand, they involve Breitbart. They involve the right wing all the time. I guarantee you that if they do a crackdown, if they ever do a crackdown, it will be on the left wing. I guarantee it.
So I actually want to remind everyone of an excellent line of questioning that Zuckerberg had to deal with when AOC asked him about Facebook's business practices during a House hearing. So, Brett, I'm actually going to skip ahead to the very last video in this case, because there is some fact checking with Facebook, right? But it is curious who they choose to do the fact checking on their platform.
Can you explain why you've named the Daily Caller, a publication well documented with ties to white supremacists, as an official fact checker for Facebook?
Congresswoman, sure. We actually don't appoint the independent fact checkers. They go through an independent organization called the Independent Fact Checking Network that has a rigorous standard for who they allow to serve as a fact checker.
So you would say that white supremacist tied publications meet a rigorous standard for fact checking? Thank you.
Congresswoman, I would say that we're not the one assessing that standard. The International Fact Checking Network is the one who is setting that standard.
And look, that's a corporate lingo 101, right? You get caught doing something terrible, and once you're called out for it, oh, it's a third party. It's a third party. It's a third party. You know, it happened with the sweatshops that make the clothing in this country. It happens with every major company when they get caught. Oh, we didn't know. We contracted with. Are you that dumb, Mark Zuckerberg, that you're unfamiliar with what the Daily Caller represents? How are they going to be fact checkers? Come on.
No, but this is institutional, though. It's not just Zuckerberg. DC does it, too. They'll let Daily Caller in the White House press conferences. Then the CNN will hire their reporters. But for progressive outlets, none of that is allowed. And so, okay, you partnered with a third party. Let's say the third party fact checker said, yeah, we're using Daily Caller, but we're also using Breitbart, and we're also using Stormfront. Are you going to be like, hey, well, nothing I can do? I mean, the third party says this neo-Nazi website's a legitimate fact checker. I guess there's nothing I could do. I don't know. You could fire them. You can get another third party who actually does real fact checking. That's a possibility. And conveniently, all those third parties never, ever, ever, ever include progressives in any of their fact checking, but they will include the most obnoxious, horrible, and often malicious, meaning they lie on purpose, conservative websites. Because institutionally, in all of media, there's a giant conservative bias. The conservatives have been crying to the refs the whole time. Almost all the major corporate media not just lean, are outright conservative on economic issues without any doubt at all. CNBC is even more conservative than Fox News. I can go on. And on top of that, whenever they have a chance, they go, oh, well, we got to hire from conservative outlets. And progressives are not allowed. Because you know why? Because progressives actually want real change in the system. And if you're a billionaire, you don't want the system to change. You like conservatives, you like the powerful, you like the establishment, but you do not like progressives who actually care about facts and will point out inconvenient facts about the system. So Facebook does the same thing that a lot of corporate media does. Progressives not welcome. Conservatives, any day you want, will kiss your ass and we'll let you do fact checking.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.